It is time to satisfy your sweet tooth. We are here at Carmel Creations with Lori, the owner, which is located here in Uptown Rapid City, formerly the Rushmore Mall, which actually does have a lot of small businesses here. You're one of them.
Yes.
Now, Lori, just give us a little bit of a background about you and how you were inspired to start this business.
So about midlife, I decided to go back to school, and I was living in the Northern Hills, and I was home on a Tuesday, and I was watching TV, and I saw a commercial for caramelled apples. And as I was watching it, they were selling like a dozen caramelled apples for like $69 plus shipping, and they had like chocolate chips on them and candy coated pieces is what they said. For some reason, I have no idea why, I said to myself, I could do better than that. And so a friend called me and said, hey, there's a craft show in Newell, South Dakota. And I said, I'm gonna make caramelled apples. Now, if I hadn't seen that commercial, been off on that day, saw that advertisement, and she hadn't asked me to do a craft show with her, this probably would never be, because all those things happened one right after the other. I never was interested in caramelled apples. I never sought caramelled apples out. But once I got that bug that I was going to do this, I started thinking, what am I going to do? And so I made some caramelled apples. I used popsicle sticks. I didn't know how I was going to package them. I might have got 18 made in maybe 3 or 4 hours, right? And I sold them for $3 a piece at this craft show, and of course they sold. So that gave me the idea to go to the next craft show, which was in Belle Fourche. It was right after Thanksgiving, and I told my daughter, why don't you help me with this? So we went out and bought some more craft sticks. More ideas came, new creations came, what we were going to put on them. And little by little, it just developed into its own business. And this is 15 years later.
Yeah, and this place is so amazing. Talk a little bit about some of the products. Obviously, caramel corn is, the big one, but talk about what else you make here.
So we do caramels, sea salt caramels, we do turtles, or we call them caramel pecan clusters. It's our hand dip each one in chocolate, and we do salted nut caramels, which is probably our most popular caramel that we do. We still do the caramelled apples, and we have about a variety of 16 that we do now, and we preserve our caramel and our apples through refrigeration. And we use a paper stick, which keeps the moisture inside. So we guarantee our apples for a minimum of 30 days, and many people have told us they last beyond that. It's all in the process.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that the caramel is fresh, there's no preservatives. That's why you refrigerate it.
That's correct. We preserve it through refrigeration. Candy is a chemical process. It starts out as sugar, it cooks to a high temperature, but it will always want to go back to its original state. So instead of using preservatives like other candy companies do, we use refrigeration. And so I kind of like to think of our caramel as the filet mignon of caramel, because everybody loves a piece of jerky, but that filet mignon, and our caramel is the filet mignon of caramel. We also have our caramel corn, cashew caramel corn. We do cashew crunch, which is the thin, crispy brittle, very yummy. We have a bakery in here as well, so we do a lot of baking, bars, brownies, cookies, breads.
And one of your most recent creations is the freeze-dried caramel. Talk about that.
So we do a lot of events outside of our store, and we noticed that people were doing freeze-dried, and they were doing things like Skittles and gummy bears and things, and we're like, what would our caramel be like if it was freeze-dried? And it's amazing. It just literally is like heaven. You put it in your mouth, and it just melts in your mouth, and you don't have that caramel to chew, so people who have a hard time with caramel sticking, it's wonderful. You could drop it in your coffee, you can just eat it, crumble it on your peanut butter or on your ice cream. So we are located in Uptown Rushmore Mall. Right now we're open Monday through Saturday from mall hours 10 to 5. Generally we're here earlier, 8:30. If you come into the mall, which the doors are open, and you see us here, we'll let you in. We are closed on Sundays, but during the holiday seasons, we do stay open later, and we do all 7 days during from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So our website is yourcamelcreations.com. If somebody were to ask me how, why, what, the best advice that I could give, owning a small business is very difficult. I've spent a great deal of time struggling to try to just keep my head above water. And I will tell you that for me, it's the personal growth. There's things in my life that were very, very difficult, and I could have spent a lot of time being defeated by things that had happened to me. And I think anytime that you spend back there letting those things affect you and control you, you're not moving forward. I'd like to give a kudos to my two ladies. They're beautiful. I appreciate them. They have done amazing taking care of my shop. Also, I'd always like to tip my hat to Howdy in Whitewood. He was the first person who truly believed in what I was doing and let me use his certified kitchen. He ordered product for me, and I would say that he's kind of like the granddaddy of this business. He's really believed in us and helped us take this a step further.